Hello everyone, welcome to Reading is Best channel. It's me Raj Karki. In this video, I will show you how to create an online survey form using KOBO Toolbox. By the end of this video, you will be able to develop an online survey form which will look like this. But first of all, you need to have account in KOBO Toolbox. To create the account, go to KOBO Toolbox or search KOBO Toolbox in your search bar. Click on KOBO Toolbox. Shortly after this, a login page will appear. You can type in your username and password to log into it. If you don't have an account, you can click on create an account. Type in your full name over here, your username, email ID, country, area of work. In this case, mine is educational services, organization type, password. One thing to note about free plan of KOBO Toolbox is you are allowed 5,000 submissions per month. That is, you are able to submit only 5,000 survey form per month, which is enough for small scale project as well as majority of the academic works. After you have created account in KOBO Toolbox, go to login page once again and log into the website. Your first screen will appear and it will look like something like this. Now click on new, select build from scratch, type in your project title. For this video, I have created or developed a survey form whose title is Effectiveness of CBT Intervention on Perceived Stress and Depression. You can also type in the description of your project over here. I'll just write this is an educational video. Educational video. Area of work, educational services, country, NEPL, Nepal. Then click on create project. First of all, this screen will appear in front of you. Now you need to add the questions one by one. Our first question is date. Click on add button, paste the date over here, then click on add question. After this, multiple options appear in front of you. KOBO Toolbox allows researcher to add different types of questions. You can see it over here. The first one is select one. This type of question allows respondents to select only one option out of many. This type of question allows respondents to select more than one option out of many. This type of question allows our researcher to fill in the information by themselves, like username, their email ID, their address, or other subjective informations and feedbacks. The fourth question allows user to enter the number like age, their phone number, their postal code, or their monthly income, everything that is number. This date question allows our respondents to select a date. The note question allows researcher to put information in the survey form. The rating allows researcher to add rating scale in their survey form. This first question is concerned or related to date. I will select date question. The first question has been added. Now let's add our second question, a type of test. This question is select one type of question because only one option is allowed to be selected, or our respondents should select only one option out of two, either pre-test or post-test. The second question has also been added. Let's add third question, A1. This is also select one type of question. Now let's add the question hint as well. Here also only one option should be selected, either yes or no. The third question is also select one type of question because only one option should be selected, either yes or no. Let's add the question hint as well. We have added 4 questions so far. We can preview our survey form by clicking on this eye icon. This helps us to preview the form before deploying it, and it shows us how our form will appear to our respondent. So by clicking on date, they can select the date and pre-test, post-test. If you have noted, the question A, A1 and A2 appear a bit confusing, and possibly it might confuse our respondents as well. Thus, I want this question A1 to appear only in pretest and this question A2 to appear only in post-test. For that, I have to establish skip logic. To establish skip logic, click on this setting icon, go to skip logic, then add a condition. The condition in question A type of test, respondent has to select pretest for the question A1 to appear. Now minimize this setting. Again, do the same thing for the question A2. Click on setting icon, go to skip logic, then add a condition. The condition is in question A type of test, respondent has to select post test for the question A2 to appear. Now minimize the setting. Let's preview our form. So if the respondents click on pretest, question A1 will appear. If they click on post-test, question A2 will appear. It's working fine. Now let's add more questions. S1 add name. This is a name where we want our respondents to enter the information by themselves. Thus, we will select text type of question, which allows user to enter their name by themselves or any other information by themselves. So click on text. Let's also add the hint to our question. You can also make the questions mandatory or make it compulsory. To make the question compulsory or mandatory, just click on setting icon, go to questions option, and in mandatory response, click on yes. After this, an asterisk logo will appear or asterisk symbol will appear before the question, which shows the question is mandatory or compulsory. You need to you need to do this individually to every questions. So let's make it compulsory as well. Let's make the question A2 compulsory as well. Now we will add question S2, which is sex of respondent. Let's add the question. This is also select one type question. First one is female, second one is male, third other, fourth is preferred not to say. Let's make this compulsory as well. S3 age. So in this question we expect numerical values, so we will select number type of question, which allows our respondents to enter the number. The question hint is over here. I also want to make it compulsory. Similarly, I also want to limit the age group of our respondents. I want my respondents to be of age between 18 to 60. For that, I have to establish validation criteria. To do that, just click on setting icon, then go to validation criteria, click on add a condition, and you need to establish a condition or multiple conditions. In this case, we need multiple conditions. The question's response has to be greater than 17. The first condition is established. The second condition is the question's response has to be less than 61. Similarly, you also need to select this one. Previous responses should match all these conditions. Both of these conditions should be met. Otherwise, error message will appear and your response will be rejected. For this, we can also write error message. I will write the error message as respondents of age 18 to 60 are only allowed. This is our error message, which will appear when they enter the information that is beyond 60 or less than 18. For example, if I type in 17, it will reject it, but if I type in 18, it will accept it. If I type in 61, it will reject and show the error message, whereas if I type in 60, it will accept. It is also working. Let's add question S4, which is religion. Add this is also select one type of question where only one option should be selected. Let's add the option one by one. The third option, the fourth option, the fifth option. We need to add the sub question as well. This is the sub question, which will appear only when condition is met. So this is a text type of question where we want our respondent to be able to fill the information by themselves. For that, click on text. I don't want to make this question compulsory, so I will leave it as it is. But in the case of question S4.1, I want this question to appear when only certain conditions are met. For example, let's add our condition. This question will appear only when other option is selected in question S4. Let's add the question S5 as well. Which of the following activities do you do daily? If you have noted, this question clearly indicates more than one option can be selected. This means this question is a select many type of question, which allows our respondents to select multiple options. So let's add all the options first. The third option as well. Then the final option. Insert the question hint so that our respondents won't get confused. Make it compulsory. It's your choice whether to make a question compulsory or not, but in this case I want to make it compulsory. Then copy the sub question as well. In this question, respondents should be able to fill in the information by themselves. That's why we will select text, which allows our respondents to fill the information by themselves. I want this question to be compulsory as well, and I would like it to appear only when certain conditions are met. For example, in the question S5, the respondent has to select other. Then only this question will appear. So let's preview our form one more time. So if the respondent select other, this sub question will appear, otherwise it won't appear. Similarly, this is a multiple choice or select many type of question where our respondent can select more than one option or all the option. And when they select this other option, this sub question will also appear, and the question is compulsory as well. Let's add question S6. This is select one type of question where only one option should be selected, either yes or no. I want to make it compulsory as well. The sub question S6.1. This is also select one type of question which should appear only when yes is selected in question S6. Let's add the option. Let's make this question compulsory as well and establish skip logic. This question should appear only when respondents select yes option in question S6. So we have developed a survey form And we have finished socio-demographic information section. You might have noted this section where automatic is written everywhere. This is actually a code section for our options, which automatically assigns code to our options based on their initials. In most cases, you don't need to worry about them, but in some cases where our options are similar, the same code might be assigned to the multiple options, which can cause error. But in most cases, you don't need to worry about them. And once in a while or frequently, you need to save your progress, otherwise it might get lost. And if you want to stop developing the form for now, just click on this close button. You will be taken to the home page or your menu page. And again, if you want to work on your project or continue your project, just click on this pencil icon. You will be back into the survey form development page, and you can see it over here. The code has been assigned to each and every options based on their initials. So far we have finished socio-demographic section. Now we'll work on adding the perceived stress scale, which is a rating scale. Thus, we will add the question type accordingly. Add the question. This is a rating scale, so we will click on rating. Let's also add our question hint over here, which will provide instructions to our respondents when they fill in the information or select the option, or copy the scale over here. You can add scales by clicking on this plus sign. Fourth scale is done. Fifth scale as well is done. Now copy the questions one by one. Copy your question over here. Second question as well. In this way, you can add as many questions as you like in the rating scale. If you want to make it compulsory, click on yes in mandatory response. In this case, I want to make it compulsory. You can add all these 10 questions in a similar way. Just click on add and copy it, paste it over here. This is how you can create a rating scale in KOBO Toolbox. Now we need to add BDI too. But first of all, I want to give a small note to our respondents so that they know the following questions are the questions from BDI, and they will also be able to read the instruction. Since this is just a note, I will click on note, which basically provides note or information to our respondents. I will add the instruction as well. Then let's add our first question, sadness. This question is also select one type of question where only one option should be selected. First option, second option, third option, fourth option. I also want to make it compulsory or mandatory, so click on yes. Then let's add one more question. It's about pessimism. Let's add the option as well. This is also a select one type of question where only one option should be selected. Option 2, then option 3, then option 4. I also want to make it compulsory as well. In this way you can add questions to the KOBO form. I also want to make or provide unique code to each and every question so that they can be identified. In the case of perceived stress scale, I want to put P in front of every number of the questions. So P1, P2, P3 represent the items or question items of perceived stress scale, whereas B1, B2, B3 till B21, so that it can be identified easily as the items of BDI2. Finally, I want to put a thank you message for our respondents. Thank you for participating in this research or survey. Please submit the form and make sure it is uploaded. Add question. This is just a note, so I will click on note. We have developed an online survey form using KOBO Toolbox. Let's save it, otherwise our progress might get lost. So it looks fine. In this way you can add all the items of perceived stress scale as well as baked depression inventory. Now let's head to our fully developed form where I have added all the questions of perceived stress scale as well as baked depression inventory. Once you have fully developed your survey form, preview it one more time. If you find it okay or fine, then click save button one more time, then click on this close button. You will be taken back to their main menu section or a dashboard. To collect data, you have to deploy your survey form. Let's click on deploy. Your survey form has been deployed. You can manage your language over here. I have already selected default language as English, whose code is EN and Language name is ENGLIS. This is English. Let's update it. And you can see this section will appear after you deploy your form. Here multiple options are available, but in most cases this online offline multiple submission work. This setting allows, or the link developed from this setting allows our respondent to enter the information both in online as well as offline mode. And in the case of offline mode, their data will be uploaded or updated when the internet resumes. Similarly, this multiple submission allow our respondent to enter different survey form or enter multiple data using the same device. Finally, you also need to check on this setting. This allows our respondent to submit the data without having to create username and password in KOBO. After you have done all this, click on copy. You have successfully copied the link to your online survey form. Let's test it out. It appears it is working. 27. Refresh this page to upload the new version. So today's date is 27 October. Pretest, no. Full name Raj Gargi, male. Just keep on adding the information. Other, let's say watching funny video. Here you are able to add the information. If yes, this pop-up or this sub question will appear. If no, it won't. Then you can add the rating scale, data. Just you need to fill all the compulsory or mandatory response anyhow before you can submit the data. For example, if I leave this unchecked, the question number B21, and try to submit, it won't allow me because this one is mandatory and I need to select any one option anyhow. So when I select all the options, I will be able to submit my data. So it has shown one was successfully submitted. Now let's head back to our KOBO application or KOBO website. Click on data. One response has been updated to our account. Click on download if you want to download the information. Then just export. I have exported in Excel format. There are multiple formats available. Once you click on export, this will export the data. Now you can finally download your data. It has been downloaded and my data is here. In this way you can deploy your survey form and collect data from your respondents as well as download the data. Thank you for watching this video. I hope This video will help you to create an online survey form using KOBO Toolbox.